it seems like these people have at this point unlimited resources, and it seems like they're on some sort of, it's not just ideological mission, it's actually even like a more spiritual mission. So what I'm wondering, I guess Frank is wondering this as well, you've been kind of interacting with these people at events, at conferences, maybe private dinners, what have you. Have you ever gotten into a conversation with one of them about their kind of spiritual leanings or their kind of philosophy, just something even as basic as their philosophy on life? Sit down with one of these people and like they just basically admit to you kind of offhand where they stand on these things, or what is their philosophy as far as like, I don't know, population control, as far as like God, Bible, things like that.
To put a finer edge on that question, I'm sorry. Yeah. Basically, when we say Gnostic, there's a lot of different Gnostic religions or ideas out there, but they all kind of have something in common, where they essentially believe that the God of the Bible is evil, and that the serpent in the garden, even if it's considered allegorical, the serpent in the garden is the real God, the good God that has come to save us. He came to save Adam and Eve, to release Adam and Eve from the constrictions of the evil creator God. This is kind of what a lot of these Gnostic ideas have in common. And I was just wondering if you'd ever heard anybody espouse ideas like that.
Well, I definitely think so. It depends. It's hard to paint a broad brush here, because I've met with many of these people over the years and had conversations, and based on my own beliefs, sometimes I try to avoid these conversations, especially in the context of me trying to court these people as donors or investors. So there's that aspect of it. But when it did come up, I mean, I often tend to view a lot of these people as being soulless. They're the only drivers and motivating factors that I could identify were often individual empowerment or an increase of wealth or influence, and those seem to be the three common factors in these type of people. That's not always the case. Sometimes there's the flavor of person that I ran into in these circles where I'd characterize them as naive, and maybe inheriting a substantial wealth, and then also being led astray by people that they idolized. So in the concept of religion, this would fall under false idols. So yeah. I definitely saw Dr. Peter Daszak being false idolized by people that were high wealth and didn't really understand anything he was saying, but it all sounded great. And they look for that as solutions to being things that they're scared of. And one thing that these people have in common is that they often I think they often believe that they're smarter than they are. And that is easy. That is the easy way to gain their trust or influence, is by giving them information that makes them appear to be smart or valuable to their peers. Allow them to take credits for your ideas.
Right.
And this is sort of the prostitution of knowledge and ideas that happens in these circles. And if you're coming into it and you're astute enough to observe the behavior of these people and try to figure out what makes them tick, it's easy to ascend the ranks yourself.